Waco is based upon the 1993 Waco siege in not Waco, Texas. It's just outside Waco, Texas. This was a siege carried out by the ATF, Narco, Tobacco, and Firearms, for all the youngins out there, who got tipped off by this after a UPS driver delivering a package to him accidentally dropped said package, and a couple of grenades fell out. So pretty much the plot of the miniseries Waco takes place at Ruby Ridge, which is connected, all Ruby Ridge, Waco, and Oklahoma. The same FBI investigators on Ruby Ridge ended up getting the tip for Waco, and the only reason why Oklahoma City will come into play is because one, Timothy McVeigh, who was at said compound and watched it burn down on live TV, got the inspiration from that to do Oklahoma 2 years later. So yeah, the story will follow David Koresh and his army of Branch Davidians, played by Taylor Kitsch and Melissa Benoist, aka Supergirl, his wife Rachel, at Mount Carmel, and they are joined by Waco survivor David Thibodeau, played by Rory Culkin in this series, and the FBI has got the tip after Ruby Ridge. So, not the FBI, the ATF has gotten the tip. So they send a couple of guys to Mount Carmel to retrieve said weapons and the kids in the process, because they also heard that there might be some sexual abuse with the children there. So they go there, but what they don't know is they know they were coming because they were tipped off by a postman. And when they are warned that they know that they are coming, they ignore it by a insider played by, of course, John Leguizamo. Yeah, we get the infamous shootout. The infamous 2-hour shootout on live television, by the way. By the way, I was 5 years old when this took place. Okay? So, yeah. So this siege went on from February 28th to April 19th, 1993. Pretty much. 51 days. This miniseries was pretty good. Now, the series is 99.8% accurate. Almost everything you see in the Waco miniseries did happen in real life. Some stuff didn't, but they did in this miniseries for a dramatic effect, you know, because it is documented on video. But pretty much from the shootout to ATF firing first, which I still believe, and all the way up to the sad but not so spoilerish conclusion of the deaths of 76 people. Yeah, it sucks. What really sucks about this series, though, they did give David Koresh meaning by having him being played by Taylor Kitsch. As I always said, Taylor Kitsch is an underrated talent, and it is no different here. Taylor Kitsch is the standout for this series. Michael Shannon, again, putting in work as the FBI and Negotiator, okay, and the real life FBI Negotiator as well, that was also involved in Ruby Ridge. I'm not sure if he was involved in Oklahoma or not, but I'm pretty sure he was. It was a federal building, so he probably was. But yeah, I like the way they literally built Mount Carmel from the ground up. This was a real set. It was actually very, very nostalgic and very horrific, because as a 5-year-old and watching this whole siege on TV with me and my grandma, because my mom was working at that time, to come to that sad conclusion as I grow older and found out that there were at least 25 kids left in that compound when it burned to the ground, that haunts me. Watching the YouTube video of the live news coverage haunted me again, and I only did that to make sure that this miniseries did kind of kind of did justice to the event. But yeah, but again, I also gotta stress that the miniseries didn't go as far as it should have, as opposed to it really getting behind David Koresh. Because David Koresh is painted as a good guy in this series. That's far from the truth. The man had 20 wives, from what I hear. He had 25 kids, which were the kids that were still in the building when they destroyed it. I don't care how the show paints you, you still murdered your own fucking kids, dude. That you are not, no God would ever do that. Because that's the thing about David Koresh. He believed himself to be Jesus Christ. And somehow brainwashed damn near 100 people into thinking that he was the second coming of Christ. One man fooled all those people somehow. I don't know how he did it, but yeah, he memorized the entire Bible but told it from his perspective of things. And yeah, it's sad. It really is sad. But the miniseries does pull a light that you do kind of stand with the Branch Davidians somewhat, because literally they didn't do anything wrong besides, you know, having kids with people that were already married to their husbands who were also at that compound. So that's probably the most fucked up thing about it. I'll give David Koresh this. He did have sex with underage girls, but he did give consent to the parents. Hell, he married his wife Rachel when he was 14, when she was 14 years old, with parents' consent, and that's Texas law that you can marry when they're 14. I'm not sure if that still stands today, but probably back in the 80s and early 90s, that was a thing. So if you're in Texas, let me know about that, because that's sketchy at best, to tell you the truth. That's not right at all. So, but hey, it's your law, so yeah. Acting in the series is great. Michael Shannon, Taylor Kitsch, all do great jobs in this series. The practical burn. They literally burned the whole set down. It was easier to watch than the actual video of the real one burning down. Because when that real one goes, it went up in like 10 minutes and it was gone in like maybe 20 minutes. This one kind of lingers a little bit, only so you can see the action going on inside of the building, you know, as it's going. And it's really hard to watch, even though I know this is a set with actors and stuff. In 1993, that was real people. That was real pregnant women and real babies and kids suffering like that. It's bullshit, but I appreciate the Dowdle brothers for putting a 6-part episode together like this, and not only doing Waco, but giving a little bit of justice to Ruby Ridge. I did not expect that in the very first episode. I really did not. So I will give them a lot of credit in the world. This is also probably the last production of the Weinstein Company. So Paramount removed the Weinstein's logo and any affiliation of the Weinstein. So it makes you think that Paramount had a hand in just making this. No, this is a Weinstein production. Sorry, Harvey, you fucked up bad. But yeah, all in all, a very hard watch, because you know what was coming. But it was such a good time sitting there watching Taylor Kitsch just owning it, man. He owns it very, very well. And I will give Waco a B- simply because mostly all of it was correct, but there were some stuff that were not correct. So yeah, I'm kind of torn, because the ATF is to blame for this. The government is to blame for that, because all they had to do was just serve a how you say, a search warrant and everything else. That would have been it. Nope, they had to come in with guns drawn and everything just because. They couldn't just do it the normal way. And it cost damn near 80 people their lives. For nothing. For nothing at all. Let me know what you guys think about Waco down below. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And I will see you guys in the next one.